Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and today we're going to look at a world-class defender. The other week I did a video where we saw if an elite goalkeeper could make the difference to a League Two side. We sent Jan Oblak to Bradford City, and it actually went pretty well, as the Atletico Madrid man got Bradford all the way back to the Championship. Well, today I'm going to do something very similar, but instead of a goalkeeper I'm using a centre-back. Using the Football Manager 2021 editor, I'm sending Virgil Van Dijk from Liverpool to Salford. Yes, the Dutchman is crossing the divide and working for the enemy as he starts to play for a club owned by a bunch of Manchester United legends. But despite the rivalry, can Virgil van Dijk take Salford up the divisions? Or will the world-class defender struggle to inspire the League Two side? He's got a 5-year deal there and a future transfer back to Anfield, so let's dive in and see how he gets on. Right, here we are at the start of the simulation, the 27th of July 2020, Salford City in League Two, but now they've got the 29-year-old Virgil van Dijk. In the summer of 2025 he's going back to Liverpool, but for now he's got 5 years at Salford on a grand a week, so he's not going to be taking all the money out of Gary Neville's pocket. He's just there to defend and stop the opposition score, and that's it. He is looking forward to moving clubs, which is fair enough really, and he wants the team to win a trophy by the end of the season. Let's simulate a year into the future, let's see if he can make that happen. And obviously he hasn't got the injury that's plagued him all season, that's nowhere to be seen. He's fine, he's fitting well, so unless something else happens, he should be playing each and every week for Salford. But let's go a year into the future, let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are at the end of the first year, and as you can see, it hasn't gone well for Salford City. Virgil van Dijk, he might be the skipper, but he hasn't got a manager anymore. The man who was in the dugout has been sacked. Richie Wellens, relieved of his duties on the 9th of May 2021, with Salford City in 11th place. There was no joy anywhere. The Papa John's trophy, that didn't deliver any joy like it did in reality, although that was last season technically, and they only held the trophy for a day. They were beaten by the Man United under-23s, which is somewhat controversial. And the FA Cup, obviously they weren't going to make it past the second round. They were beaten by Bradford from the previous simulation. Obviously Jan Oblak isn't there anymore. So Virgil van Dijk's desire to win a trophy in his first season at Salford City has gone tits up. He has got the captain's armband. He's got no short-term plans. There's no plans to win a trophy. Just looking forward to moving clubs. And he feels Václav Havel is an influential player within the dressing room. Let's see how he got on. The number 13. Virgil van Dijk has had a wonderful season, an average rating of 7.67, 3 goals, 2 assists and 11 man of the match awards. That's nearly 1 in 4 games in which Virgil van Dijk was the man of the match. Played 42 times in League Two, the best player in the division ahead of Teddy Jenks, which is a good name. He got 17 assists, but that wasn't enough to beat the 7.67 rating of Virgil van Dijk. He was 11 man of the match awards, 3 ahead of Matty Stevens. Although he did get 14 yellow cards, so he's obviously been kicking people up a height. Obviously frustrated by the lack of ability in his teammates. Salford came 11th, 63 points. Unable to reach the playoffs. So it's been a disappointing first season for Salford. Let's check them out. Has he at least improved the defence? Let's look at the goals conceded. So goals against, Salford only conceded 43. Only Bolton, who came 4th, had a better defensive record. They conceded 42. So I guess it shows that Virgil van Dijk's doing his job, but the attackers certainly aren't. They only scored 45 goals all season, which is one of the worst. In fact, it's the second worst tally in the entire division. Virgil van Dijk has clearly had a massive impact at Salford, but the attackers just aren't doing the business. Let's go into year 2. Can Virgil van Dijk give his teammates the kick up the arse? Can he maybe even start scoring some goals? Because as things stand, this is off to a bad start. Let's go into year 2. Okay, so here we are, the 12th of June 2022, the end of season 2 of the simulation. Virgil van Dijk is improved, and so have Salford City. They have gone from 11th all the way to the title. They got 92 points to win the title and secure promotion to League One. Average rating for Virgil van Dijk of 7.71, which is higher than he got last season. He got 13 man of the match awards, more than the 11 he got last season. And let's have a look at the goals scored. I'm going to assume that's where the improvement's been, because defensively they were sound last season, one of the best defences in the division. Goals against, Salford City only conceded 37, that's less than they did last season. And in terms of goals scored, the third highest. They went up to 69, so I think that's about 24 more goals than they got last season, around that mark. Virgil van Dijk, he's doing his job, and finally the attackers are matching him. The manager's now Paul Warne after Richie Wellens got the sack. Let's check Virgil Van Dijk out. He didn't have to score any, but he did get 8 assists, which is quite strange. Were they David Luiz-esque long balls up the pitch? Unsure, but Virgil van Dijk's improving, as have Salford City, and they are going up to the 3rd tier of English football. Has there been any success elsewhere? No, not in the Papa John's Trophy. That's fine. Now they've got promotion, that's really all that matters. Let's check Virgil van Dijk out for his happiness. Let's see how he's enjoying himself. Nothing particularly. Nothing of note. Doesn't care about any of his teammates. Lost interest in the goalkeeper. Looking at the possibility of taking up coaching with a view to becoming a manager once his playing days near an end. So that's good. Maybe Virgil van Dijk can be the future Salford City manager. But for now, he has taken them up to League One. Let's go into Season 3, and can the good times continue to roll for Salford City after a shaky start? Although the finances are insecure, that's an issue. That's not Virgil van Dijk's fault, he's only earning £1,000 a week. Let's go into Year 3, let's see what happens. Okay, so here we are in Season 3, and Salford City have only gone and bloody done it. They have done back-to-back league titles, back-to-back promotions. They are going into the Championship, and it's all thanks to Virgil van Dijk. Like a fine wine, he is getting better with age. For the 3rd season in a row, he has improved. An average rating of 7.82 to put him ahead of Ross Stewart from Sunderland. Yet again, he got 13 Man of the Match awards despite playing in a higher division. He did get 17 yellow cards, which is somewhat of a disciplinary issue. Maybe he's just getting frustrated by the lack of ability around him. But again, let's have a look at the league table. Let's see at the defence, see how tight they have been with Virgil van Dijk. Goals against, they conceded 38 goals, less than anyone in the entire division. Blackpool were the closest, they got 2 goals more conceded, which, I mean, they didn't have Virgil van Dijk, so that's pretty good for them. In terms of goals scored, Salford City were up there. It has been a wonderful season, and they are going to the Championship. And you've got to say, it's down to Virgil van Dijk. An average rating of 7.82 is quite frankly ridiculous. This time he got 4 goals and 7 assists. He's playing pretty much every game. Started 40 of the 46 league games. Seasons before he got 42 games each. So Virgil van Dijk has been a consistent figure at the back for Salford. He keeps getting better and better, and it has taken them all the way to the Championship. Let's have a look at the team. Paul Warner's still the manager. Finances are now okay, so that's good at least. Is there any other interesting names there? Ryan Tunnicliffe, recognise him. Was he not the guy? Did his dad not have a bet on when he scored his debut goal and he got loads of money for it when he scored for Man United? Never really been seen since. James Wilson, another former Man United man. I mean, obviously he was already there, but he hasn't done very well. Not been boosted by the arrival of Virgil van Dijk. But so far, things are going well for Big Virg. Salford City are heading to the Championship. And they've got a new chairman, Karen Baird. So does that mean Gary Neville and the boys have all left? Unsure, but we will go into Season 4, which will be the penultimate season of Virgil van Dijk's time at Salford. What can they do in the Championship? Surely there's no way they can do 3 promotions on the bounce and go all the way to the Premier League. Surely not. Let's find out. Right, here we are, Season 4, and while it isn't a 3rd promotion in a row, Salford City have survived comfortably in the 2nd tier of English football. Yet again, Virgil van Dijk, the best player around. I mean, it's no surprise really, although he was matched for Man of the Match awards by Boyce Clark from Reading, who also got 11. But in terms of average rating, Van Dijk was 0.1 clear of Matt Grimes at Middlesbrough. And Salford, as a whole, came 15th. They got 58 points on the board. They were 14 clear of the relegation zone, Swansea going down with 44 points. In terms of the playoffs, Blackburn got the final spot with 76. So they were closer to the relegation zone than they were the playoffs, but it's pretty by the by. It's nip and tuck, give or take 2 or 3 points or however many it is. I'm not going to bother doing the maths. Let's have a look how tight the defence has been. Obviously, in every season, Salford have had the best defence going. Goals against. Things haven't been quite as tight for Salford as the opposition improves. Virgil van Dijk can't do it all on his own. They conceded 64 goals, which is one of the worst tallies. But in terms of goals scored, they haven't really been doing that either. It explains why Salford haven't been able to make it 3 promotions in a row, but still to come 15th and survive comfortably in your first season in the second tier of English football is pretty damn good. Obviously Virgil Van Dijk still the skipper. This time his average rating has gone down, but he scored 5 goals, got 7 assists and 11 man of the match awards. I mean, he has been a picture of consistency since moving to Salford from Liverpool. And he's delivered them 2 promotions. He's changed number to the number 4. Let's see how he's feeling. He'll be getting excited to go back to Liverpool. Feels Victor Adebayo is an influential player in the dressing room. The number 9 striker, who has been doing pretty well to be honest with you, and a bargain signing. Victor Adebayo is Virgil van Dijk's new best mate. You can forget Mo Salah or Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's Big Vic who Virgil loves nowadays. Well, he respects him at least. But the issue for Salford is that they're into the Championship now. The first season has gone well. How will season 2 go? Because that is going to be Virgil van Dijk's final year at Salford. If they can position themselves in a similar sort of position, say position one more time, they should have a good keel to build on for the future. Surely he's not going to take them into the Premier League. Let's go into year 5. Obviously Virgil van Dijk's getting a little bit older now. He's 32. For a defender, he's probably still playing in his prime. But he's going to go into his final year at Salford as a Championship player for the second season in a row. Let's see how they get on. Okay, here we are, the 15th of June 2025. Virgil van Dijk is set to go back to Liverpool and he heads back to Merseyside in tears. Salford City have been absolutely appalling this season. If you look at the top stats, Virgil van Dijk is nowhere to be seen. And if you look at the bottom of the table, there is Salford City with just 21 points. They came rock bottom, nowhere near to surviving. It's been an appalling season. Michael Flynn, the new manager. Let's check Virgil van Dijk out. Looking forward to moving clubs, I bet he is. What has gone wrong at Salford this season? Virgil van Dijk's played more than ever, 43 games this time. An average rating of 7.34, 3 goals, only 5 man of the match awards. Things have gone absolutely to pot for Salford City. Even with Virgil van Dijk, they have came rock bottom. It's just been an absolutely shambolic season for Salford. They are going straight back down. Well, not straight back down because they did have a season of safety. But it's ended in tears. Goals against. The Salford City defence is no longer the force it once was. They conceded 82 goals and only scored 27. It's been an absolutely awful season for Salford City. Even with Virgil van Dijk at the back, they only won 5 games all season. And that is why they are going down to League One. Virgil van Dijk doesn't care. He's heading back to Liverpool, who are came 3rd in the Premier League. Since Van Dijk left, they won 1 title. They haven't won it since. But that's fine. Van Dijk, I'm sure he can fix that. But as for Salford City, they are going back down to League One, which is where Van Dijk got them to. So I suppose in terms of comparing this to the Jan Oblak experiment, Jan Oblak got Bradford City up to the Championship. I think they got relegated, then they came back up. And then as soon as he left, they went down. As for Van Dijk, after a slow start, he got them all the way to the Championship with back-to-back promotions. But the final season has ended in disaster. So maybe it's just the Championship is the glass ceiling for putting a world-class player at a League Two club. Or maybe we need to go even bigger. Let me know in the comments below who you think I should send next to a League Two club to see if we can jump that final bridge and get a League Two side all the way to the Premier League. Because at the minute, the Championship is the best we can do. We've done it with Oblak and we've done it with Van Dijk. And we can't get further than the Championship. Let me know in the comments below who you think I should send to another League Two club. Which world-class star is going to make us go from League Two to the Premier League? And if you're a fan of a League Two side, let me know why I should pick your team over any other team. So far we've done Salford, we've done Bradford City. Who should it be next? But for Virgil van Dijk, he's gotten into the Championship. And that was as good as it got. After 4 incredible years, the wheels fell off in year 5. And he is heading back to Liverpool with relegation on his CV. But we will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.